What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be doing my June TBR. How is it already June? Where is this year going? If someone could give it back, that would be great, because how? I'm very excited for this month because I am participating in Adventurerathon, which is created by Kirsty from K-Book Bethish, and I'm very excited to be able to join the Hunters team. I was originally going for the Mage team, and then looking over the mandatory reads, we were hitting a TBR that was close to 6,000 pages, and I didn't have my big book or another mandatory read, so you know, we changed tact. And now I've just got my buddy read commitments and a couple of other things that I normally do to be able to bring to you this TBR. And I'm so excited. And I'll leave Kirsty's announcement below to the Adventurerathon readathon so you can see all the different types of roles that you can choose. Now I'm gonna section out this TBR. Unfortunately, Cluedo's not coming back this month, and looking at it, it's probably not going to come back until later in the year, probably next year. So sorry, I am hoping to do some other ideas to keep it interesting, but my TBRs are just currently massive and I need them to not be. So we're just gonna talk through, I might go through my commitments that I've set for myself and then talk about the buddy reads. So for that, the first commitment that I'd like to do is open up and see what big book I'm going to be reading. Ash and I did pick out the stars and they've just been sitting on top, and yeah, so I think Ash's was the green one. I could be wrong. So my first option for big book is The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch, which is 722 pages. Or the other option, that was a lot easier to open. Neither of these are ones that I'm really in the mood for, but that's fine. We'll make it work. And that is Inheritance by Christopher Paolini, which would be Brissinger, which is the third book and where I'm up to in the series. So I'm not sure. I'll go think about it and pick the book that I want to go with. I've decided to go with Brissinger by Christopher Paolini because this is the continuation, whereas I would need to read the Lies of Lamora, which is starting a new series and not something I want to do when I've been given the opportunity to finish it off. So this one is 748. I'm going with this. This is the first book on the TBR. For my next thing, I need to pick the top 2 most voted for books for my book or revisited. So I've tallied up the votes. Always Never Yours got 1. How to Argue with a Racist also got 1. Hashtag Me Too got 2. Looking Glass got 2 votes. It's Not Okay to Feel Blue got 3. Choice Words got 3. Why Be Happy When You Could Be Normal got 3. Me and White Supremacy got 3. And then the top most voted for book was Red Queen by Christina Henry with 10 votes. So with that, Red Queen is going on my TBR. There was a 4-way tie. Half of me is like, well, now they all need to go on. I'm not that chaotic, so we're going to do a spinner wheel to see what gets picked out of this. There is one, it's funny because there's one that would be strategic to read. The others, they all have reasons, but I'm gonna load up my wheel, shuffle to the side so we can screen record, and let's find out. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Cool. So the one that was my least wanted option, Why Be Happy When You Could Be Normal, was going to fulfill a TBR knockout prompt of an LGBT author. Me and White Supremacy I should read. It's Not Okay to Feel Blue is the one I'm most excited to read. So, yeah. Choice Words, a collection of writing about abortion, edited by Louise Swin and foreword by Tanya Plibersek. So I think I'm going to divvy this up and read a little bit each night before I go to sleep, depending on where I want to. Lauren in the Books just recently did a how to read a collection of short stories and tips to help with that had been recommended by her Instagram followers, I think. So I'm probably going to utilize some of those tips as well. I do think this is important and it is relating to Australia. I think it might be a little bit outdated. 2019, okay. So it's not the most recent text on it, but also I got this in 2020, so it wasn't too far. And if I had read it at the time, would have been more relevant. So this is more on me than the book. Cool. So these are my 2 book haul revisited books that are going on the TBR. Next up, I have the final 4 Animorphs books to read. The last 4. I'm almost there. I'm almost done. At the end of this month, I will be done. There is every likelihood that I'm just going to blast out the last 4 and just finish it off at the beginning of the month because I'm so excited for it to be done. So that's actually a thing that's gonna happen, and I'm beyond excited for it. And this will be the last time there will be Animorphs on my goddamn TBRs, taking up 400 pages that I could have used for another book, and to not feel as overwhelmed with the fact that I have however many I have. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Then the buddy reads. I don't know which order to talk about these. The first one is The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. This is continuing on with the reading vlog that I'm doing with a book fan named Mel and Max, and this will be a reread for me, but I'm so excited. I adore Pat Barker's writing, and then we get to move on to The Women of Troy next month. And I feel like after reading the Iliad, I'm going to appreciate this even more. So we will see how this goes. I'm so excited. So this is a keen reread, and I don't read a lot, so I'm curious to see how this reread goes. Then a new book club that I'm going to try and participate in every month is Ren from the Reading Ren's Queer or Not book club, which is reading queer books, and anyone's invited to. And just I'm so excited because I don't read enough queer underhyped books. I do read queer talked about books, but not ones that are underhyped. So I'm really excited to be able to join this and just read one a month that take my fancy. And Ren has great reading taste and always great recommendations, so I'm very excited for that. And the book that we're going to be reading is Of the Wild by E. Wampine. It's indie, asexual, trans, and male-male romance. I'm very excited. I really don't know too much else about it, but the cover looks adorable and I'm excited to participate in Ren's book club. So here we are. Next up, I'll be reading Starsight by Brandon Sanderson with Elizabeth, and I'm very excited to do another buddy read with them. At the time of filming this, I have yet to read Beautiful Darkness because my mum put that as the last book I have to read this month, but I feel confident that I'm going to get there and we're going to be able to buddy read that. And then next month we're going to read this. Hopefully this will be a lot more structured because my TBR will be less chaotic than this month. And I'm just very excited to continue on with the series. I've been meaning to pick this up for the longest time. It is a 5-star prediction for this year. And we're just, going and getting to it. It's a Second in the Skyward series. I have heard mixed things about the third one. So I'm curious to see how I get along with this. And I'm very excited to do it as a buddy read and be able to talk through stuff that might help to make Spencer less annoying to me, although I have heard that they do get better in this. Here we go. And then the thing that is causing me the most amount of panic I've ever known in my life, and that is going to be reading the entire Shadow and Bone trilogy in this month. I am doing this as a buddy read with Naomi from Naomi's Bookshelf and Lucy Talks Books. So I'm really excited to discuss them with them. And alright, if you're on Instagram, please let me know so I can add you to the group because I know that you wanted to join as well. I like Leigh Bardugo's writing from Ninth House. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. You all said I should just skip it and go to Six of Crows, but completion itself would not allow that. I misread Naomi's original message saying like, let's do one a month, and thought she said let's do it all in 1 month. So then I was like, are we binging it? You up for that? They're like, yeah, and I'm like, cool, cool. Look back at the comments. Fuck. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna do this over 2 weeks. There's a plan. I'm petrified. It's fine. Everything's fine. Hopefully I'll be able to do a reading vlog that will actually be semi-coherent. Who knows? I don't know. I am very excited to see what all the hype about this is, and potentially maybe watch the show once I've dived into the Six of Crows duology. The Six of Crows is also on this year's Bookish Friends because Liv picked it, which is why I'm doing this, so I can then get to that. So, progress. And for Adventurerathon, I need to read a Booker or a Costa Award book. And so for that, I'm going with Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo, which is a gift from my friend Jacqueline from Jaxie Jax Reads. This is fulfilling so many other prompts this month, and so I'm very excited to be able to get to it. I'm curious to see how I get along with it. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but I'm eager to give it a go. And so this is the last book on this TBR. I want to quickly go through and talk about how they fit for the Adventurerathon. The main quest is to hunt a mythical creature. So for my tool, I had the choice between a bow or an animal companion, and I've gone an animal companion, which is an animal on the cover, and for that I'm going with Animorphs 51. Then I needed to choose a skill, so herb gathering, a book about plants, lore, local legend, or survival, somewhere you've never been. For that I'm going with ancient Greece and Troy. So this will be my selection for that. Then for my starting quest, a book that features a mythical creature you'd like to pursue. I'm going with Of the Wild by E. Wamheim. There's cute little sprite things on the cover, so I'm going to assume that there is like fairies and these cute little things. I want to look after them, not to kill them, to just keep them, and they're all adorable. Because my final quest is a book over 600 pages where I'm going with Brisinga. Otherwise I would have gone with it for Dragon as the mythical creature, but this works for the chunky boy. So for Gather Pelts for Winter, read a book with claws, antlers, or fur on the cover. Shadow and Bone, antlers. Then go exploring, go outside. This is literally calling me out, and so I'll venture out. Explore a new terrain, a desert, forest, or mountain setting. For this, I would like to do Of the Wild. I feel like that would fit really well, but because I'm using it for a mythical creature, I'm gonna put in Siege and Storm. I'm not sure how this is gonna go, so I will update at the end of the month on what actually fit for what. Ah, I forgot about you. The next side quest is read a book you found by surprise. So either a charity shop or Vinted. I'm going to go with one that surprised me because a friend gifted it to me with Girl, Woman, or Other. I do have time to fit in another charity shop. So if this is stretching the prompt a little bit too much, I will probably try and fit this in because I got it at a charity shop. So was Brisinga. That's so funny. Anyway, so got it by surprise because my friend gifted it to me. And then, do I need that or can you? Read a book you're not sure you're going to enjoy. Choice words. I have no idea how I'm gonna feel about this. I think that it's going to be really hard to read, and I don't think it's meant to be an enjoyable read. So we'll see. So please let me know if these fit for a mountain, desert, or forest setting, or I can swap out for a mythical creature that I would like to pursue, so then I can put Of the Wild in. But I will also just read them and find out throughout the month. This is my stack to read this month, and for once it's actually manageable. With the Magical Readathon and the way that things fell last month, I have been reading over 5,000 pages for the past 2 months. When I realized that my TBR was shaping up to be well over 6,000 pages for June, I was like, I can't stay on the majors path. I am actually just so burnt out on reading right now, and I'm currently working on a 700-page book, and I still have 2 more that are over 500 pages, plus another one to finish off by the end of the month, and it's currently the 21st. So I think this is well needed. I'll be able to enjoy Adventurerathon, and I can just be a hunter I didn't know I needed to be. And I'm happy to have the same role as the reading friend, considering I'm part of their book club, and just getting to know them better as a person, and hopefully not having as much chaos as I throw their way. So that's that. Hopefully I'll be able to get the Shadow and Bone reading vlog to you, maybe. That will probably either end up going in July. I'm curious. I'm very curious to see how this month goes, but I feel it's so much more manageable. And then if I still maintain a 5,000 page, then I have options and I can pick them. Although I know what I'm gonna pick because I need to continue with my Adventurerathon. But aside from that, we'll just keep going. So let me know in the comments how you find this TBR. Are you feeling that I'm mildly chaotic for doing the entire Shadow and Bone trilogy? Because I'm definitely feeling that. And let me know what you're most excited to read in June. What are you reading for Pride? If you are reading anything, please leave all the queer recommendations down below. I love queer books. I don't read them enough. Thank you for my backlist being mostly cis white. This is so much fun for me when I want to be reading queer things. It's fine. Leave the recommendations down below. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you on my next video. Bye!